What's up? Good morning and welcome to your Morning Manna. My name's Nick, and this week we're taking a closer look at a few of the names of God that we find in the Bible. Yesterday we talked about Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. But today we're going to talk about Jehovah Shalom, which means the Lord is peace. You know, the first time we see this name mentioned in the Bible, it's in the book of Judges, chapter 6. You might remember the story of Gideon. Essentially, Gideon is hiding in a wine press, and he's threshing wheat, which is kind of funny because typically you thresh wheat outside on some flat rocks. But Gideon was hiding because he was afraid. He was afraid of the Midianites. You see, the Midianites, they hated the Israelites. So Gideon was afraid that they would see him and come and pillage and destroy everything like they normally would. And so really out of self-preservation, Gideon is hiding in the winepress. And it was at this very moment that an angel of the Lord shows up and he calls Gideon a mighty warrior, which is actually kind of funny. It's ironic. Gideon wasn't acting like a warrior at all. He was acting pretty cowardly, but you know, the angel wasn't speaking to who Gideon currently was, but rather who God was calling Gideon to be. Well, you know, it takes a while for Gideon to figure out that he's actually talking to a bona fide angel of the Lord. As soon as he figures it out, he becomes terrified. He's absolutely terrified. And in the midst of his anxiety, in the midst of his fear, the Lord met him in that moment. In fact, the Lord spoke to Gideon directly, and he said this in Judges 6:23 through 24. He says, "Peace, do not be afraid. You're not going to die." Gideon was so encouraged by this moment that he built an altar right there, and he called the altar Jehovah Shalom, the Lord is peace. If you know the story, then you know that Gideon would go on to lead the nation of Israel in defeating the Midianites. It's the ultimate underdog story. If you haven't read it, you should check it out, Judges chapter 6 through 8. But here's what I want to point out. Gideon was in a bad situation. He's getting severely bullied by people who really hated him. He's overwhelmed with fear. He's hiding, literally hiding for his life. And on top of all of that, if it wasn't enough, then God gives him this mission, the seemingly impossible mission that probably didn't help his anxiety. But in the face of all of that, God shows up in a powerful way, and he meets Gideon, and Gideon experiences peace like never before. Jehovah Shalom. Have you ever felt this kind of peace before? You know, the kind of peace that it's greater than your fear. The interesting thing about this kind of peace is it doesn't solve your problems. It doesn't change your circumstances. It just supersedes all of it. That's why Paul describes in Philippians 4:7, he describes it as the peace of God which surpasses all understanding. It doesn't have to make sense logically, but it exists. It's a peace in your heart. You know, maybe, I don't know where you're at, but maybe you're currently in a situation where you need to feel this kind of peace, this supernatural peace. Maybe you're facing your own bout with fear or anxiety. Maybe like Gideon, you have your own proverbial wine press of your own where maybe you've secluded yourself and hiding from whatever it is that may be terrifying you. Listen, I don't know what your wine press looks like. I don't know where you may be hiding or what you might be hiding from, but I can tell you this. God doesn't just give you peace. He is your peace. He's Jehovah Shalom. Call upon his name. Invite God to meet you right where you're at and lay hold of the peace that he has for you. Wherever you're at, just wherever you're watching this, take a moment and close your eyes. I want to declare a few statements of truth over you today. In the name of Jesus, today you will choose faith over fear. Today you will choose assurance over anxiety, and by the grace of God, you will choose peace over panic. Today you will not be overcome by doubt. You will keep your trust in God, knowing that he will not fail you. Fear has no part of your life. Your mind is set on what God says about you, and you know his plan for you is victory. And therefore today you will not be passive. You will not be indifferent. You will put action behind your faith today. Your faith will not be hidden. It will be seen. God alone is your strength. He is your shield. He is your secure hope. He's your ever-present help in time of need. He's your stronghold. He draws you into your presence. He quiets you with his love. He protects you. He defends you. He satisfies every bit of your soul. God is your Jehovah Shalom, and today you will experience His supernatural peace. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.